Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing today? My name is Jai Dong. Thank you guys so much for joining this video. So today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about myself, how I got started in real estate. I've been in business for about 4.5 years already. So my company is called Perseverance Wholesale Properties LLC. Okay, how I got up with the name was, someone from our church. They've been a very good service in spiritual parents ministry to our lives, for my wife and I. And during the times when I was struggling in my real estate and as well in life with my career, trying to figure things out with my life, they have given me the word perseverance. So that's why I use the word, decided to name my company Perseverance Wholesale Properties LLC, because I had to persevere, and God gave me the word to persevere. When times were tough in my business, in my finance, I had to persevere. So that's how I got the word Perseverance Wholesale Properties LLC. And thank God it's been 4.5 years in business now, and there's lots of ups and downs, believe me. If you guys are in this field, you guys would definitely know what I'm talking about. So a little bit about myself here. Before I was in real estate, I was working at a restaurant for the last 10 years. 10 years. Okay. I started off at 16 years old. I mainly worked at a Chinese restaurant for my parents. I helped them for about 5 years to 6 years. And the business was doing okay in the beginning. Later, it sucked. So I had to help them sell that restaurant. And I sold it on Craigslist. So I made my first sale at the age of 22, selling a restaurant without even knowing about it. Okay. And crazy thing is, I did help my parents, hire contractors at that time to renovate the place, and, didn't know that 5, 6 years later, 7 years later, we'd end up selling it. So I kind of did like a little restaurant flip without even knowing about it at the age of 22, 20-ish. Okay. So that's me at the age of 22. I started working at the restaurant at 16. So that's me right there. The back of the house. I did deep frying, cooking, serving, cutting veggies, marinating meat, cashier, delivery boy, etc. Okay. At the age of 24, I moved to California. I continued working at a restaurant, the only thing I knew at the time. So I got another job at the restaurant, and it was at a hot pot place. And I stayed there for about a year, and then I went to another hot pot place. And, from there, I went to another restaurant, dim sum, Chinese, capital seafood. It was like a seafood high-end restaurant. And that's me right there at 25 years old, grabbing some lobsters. These lobsters are selling between 120 to 150 at that time. And, that's when I was able to really network with a lot of people that come in. They had a lot of high-end clients that would come in, and people with a lot of deep pockets. So I would ask what they did, and a lot of them will say real estate. So, you know, so a few years later, at the age of 27, from 16 to 27. So that's, like 10 years, okay? 10, 11 years. And I probably worked at more than, 20 something restaurants. And I hated them all, but I did like the customers. I did enjoy meeting people and just, growing my skills as a server. However, the working environment was very toxic. You have a lot of negative, toxic coworkers, and managers. Management wasn't really good, and it just makes the flow of the restaurant really bad. So at the same time, I tried to stay positive and, did the most I could. However, at times you're just fed up, So I knew that God had more for me. So I decided to take a leap at the age of 27. I finally quit my job and got into real estate. I had no idea what I was doing. I was about to give up. Deals would keep falling apart on me, and it was very tough for me. I had to borrow money to even get started in real estate. Um, Thanks to my wife at that time, she borrowed a loan, and I opened up my LLC, got my business license, and that's why I come up with the company Perseverance Wholesale Properties LLC. And when I quit my job at that time, I had only $600 in my bank account, so it was really, really tough for me at that time. So 7 months later, I didn't close any deals, and then it took me almost 13 months in business to finally see a little bit of the results. My bank account would hit negative so many times. All right. That's me in my first photo shoot back in 2019 when I quit my job. I said, hey, let me get a photo shoot for real estate. And that's how powerful your vision can be. Even though I didn't know nothing about real estate at that time, but I acted as a professional and I carried myself as a professional. And that's how I was able to do deals, So I opened up my company in 2019. Fast forward 4 years later, in 2023, I have closed over 21, 22 transactions. My investors made a good amount of profits, and some even made six figures on one deal. And I got married. So a little bit about my biography. I got married to my beautiful wife back in 2018 and had my first child at just last year, actually, in 2023. She just turned 1. So here it is. These are some of my pictures of me holding checks. Okay. All right. And then there's a little bit more about me. That's me with a big smile on my face. Even though I was working 12-hour days at a restaurant, I still kept a smile on my face. Okay. That's my beautiful daughter. It's my daughter and my family here. Okay. So let me kind of show you guys some of the recent projects we have done. This is a property I found off market for my investor through door knocking. It was in Pomona. Okay, my investor does such a great job right here. See the befores and afters. And he made over $100,000 in profit on this bad boy. He did a cash out refinance, kept it for a few years as an Airbnb, and then he sold it for close to $535. Purchase price was $135 from us. Okay. Renovation was $150. So this was the before and after, and this is project in Englewood, California on 83rd Street. This was one of my first deal that I got from my investor. I didn't even know what the heck I was doing at that time. I was doing door knocking as well, and this is a very special deal for me. This deal I'll always remember for the rest of my life. I sold it to one of the pastors in our church. At that time, he wasn't a pastor yet, but he always ministered the church a lot. And, their families, all pastor backgrounds and real estate background. So what happened is the day, so let's go back a little bit. So after 6-7 months of not closing any deals, I had to go back to get a part-time job. And I got a part-time job in sales. And at that time I was making $14.45 an hour. And it was by my house. So I said, you know what, let's do it. My bank account was going negative again. So I had to go back and get a job while I was working my real estate business. So 6 months later, before COVID of 2019, February 14, 2021, right before COVID. And February 14 is Valentine's Day. So on Valentine's Day, my boss decided to call me into the office and he fired me. And at that time I was very upset. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to go home and whine and cry about it. I'm just going to go and door knock. So I went and I drove 45 minutes to LA and to a city called Englewood. I door knocked the heck out of that area, knocked on about 40 doors, and I found this deal. The seller, when I was knocking on this door, I actually passed by this house a few times because it just didn't need any work from the outside. So I passed by it a few times. I said, no, I don't think they need any work. I don't think they want to sell. something told me, go back and knock on this house. And when I knocked on that house, a family member answered and said, you came at the right time, because we're about to leave this house and take my grandma to the assisted living facility. So this was the last day we're going to be in this house. So I came at the right time. When I came and asked them if they wanted to sell their house, they said yes. And I said, oh, I didn't even know what to do from there. So I said, okay, cool. I like this property. Let me get your number. And from right then and there, before I went home, I called up one of my investors, and I called them and said, hey, I got a great deal in Englewood. It's exactly the city and zip code where you want it to be. Here's the address. And they went out to go look at it the next day with his contractor, and they said, hey, you know what? I like this deal. We'll close on it. And 3 weeks later, I got my first check. And I was like, wow, business was real. So here's another project right here in Laverne. This was a ground up development. My investor purchased this from me off market. Another wholesaler sent this over to me. It was a 400 square foot home at that time. And he got plans and permits drawn from his architect while I was in escrow. And he extended the property to 1,500 square feet. So that ended up making a massive good profit for him. Okay, as you can see here in the numbers, purchase price $365, renovation $250, and I got appraised for over $800,000. So that was a really good deal. And this is also one of my favorite deals in LA. This is the one deal that I took my daughter in with. That's the before and after. Okay, so I'll be making a second video, kind of going a little bit more slower on how I found these deals and how I put these deals together. So my investor done such a great job, such a wonderful job. He made over a 6-figure profit on this deal as well. Okay, as you can see, purchase price $465. We found this deal through cold calling, and he rehabbed it for $85,000, and he resold it for $721, over 102 in profit. Okay, so these are real properties. If you like, you can text me, call me. I will send you the address so you can know that these are real numbers. So the reason why I'm showing you guys this just real quick is because, me and my team, we're looking for private investors. If you want to become a private lender and unlock the potential of lucrative returns and earn 10 to 12% on your investment, we're looking for anyone that wants to invest minimum of, $15,000 up to $30,000 or even $100,000 for 3 to 6 months of holding time, depending on the projects. So we're looking for partners to pretty much invest with us on these fix and flip projects. Okay. All right. And that's option 1. And then we do have option 2. If you want to become a capital partner and earn 30 and 40% of the profit from the project, you must invest the full amount. So example, let's say this project in LA, we needed about 186. If you invested $30,000, we'll just give you a 10, 12% return annually. But if you invested $180,000 with us, we'll just make you profit share 50-50 or 60-40. So let's say, imagine you invested $180 and we gave you this profit right here. 50% of that, that's $50,000. So you invested $180, 6 months later, you gain back $51,000. Yeah. So that is over 50% cash on cash return. So this property, we found it in February, March. No, sorry. We closed on it in May, my investor, and we sold it in October of 2023. So literally it was a 2-month project, 3-month project, and 2-month escrow. Okay. So this was one of my favorite projects as well. All right, cool. So this is kind of like an idea how private money works. So if your money, $100,000 sitting in the bank and you're getting 1% for 12 months, you only earn $1,000. But if you invest as a private money lender, 100,000 times 12%, that equals $12,000 in a year. So which is better, right? So how private money works is that if you decide to work with us and invest whatever amount you invest, I'll just kind of go in shorter details. So basically, we have a property tied up under contract. Let's say, example, a property in Pomona, right? And we needed 150,000. So I'll reach out to you and I say, hey, I need 150,000. Minimum to invest is 10. So let's say you invested 10 with us. So we'll send you a promissory note. You sign it, and from there, you're pretty much part of our, private investors project. Where when we flip the deal, when we sell the deal, it says in the promissory note that you invested 10,000 plus 12% interest. So which means that once we sell the deal, once we sell this house, we got to return you the 10,000 plus 12% return. Okay. All right. And so we use promissory note. And then, however, if you're a person that wants to be more, how do you call it? Because I have people that wants to be on title as well, which, we could definitely put you on title if you decide to invest, the full amount that we're looking for. However, if you invest a certain amount, we might be able to put you on the deed of trust. Okay. So, but there's so many ways to work it. Okay. So if you're interested in working with us and becoming a private money lender or capital partner, or someone that just wants to come in and work with us, a contractor partner or anything, let us know. I'll be more than happy to kind of go over another meeting with you, and we can always work something out, So every investor is different. Okay. So thank you guys once again for watching my video. Follow me on Instagram. This is all the projects we have done right here. So you can see it on my story, or you can see it on my reels right here and my highlights. So thanks again for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know, and we'll catch up. Thank you so much.